All of the Bronx. So close to Harlem. All of the Bronx.
You said what?
Being disrespectful today.
We're live.
Being disrespectful to DMX. That's so crazy.
Oh, you would get on this live and say that?
God.
Somebody like, who did that? Like, whoever would do that?
God.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be looking at your page to get your like response and why you said that. Oh my God.
Whoever said that out there in the world, whoever you are, that disrespected Kanye's album.
Whoever you are.
that wasn't that
anybody but me.
Anybody but me, guys. It wasn't me.
Yo.
I don't know who this Mason's talking about, but
all right, we live, so you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get to work, people.
Get it.
Yes, and we are back with your new favorite podcast. As always, it's your favorite's favorite, Mason, and
you already know it's your girl Corey D's, aka Lemon Squeeze, aka the Whole Hole, aka the Vessel, aka a whole lot of AKAs.
Oh, I thought you almost slipped there. 7 minutes.
No, you see, I keep remixing it because I used to be cursing, but I can't curse until 7 minutes. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all that backstage to our Hush Your Mouth family that's joining us here today. You already know we got Jay Storms, aka Mel.
What's up?
We got Mel, aka Mel. Comments when you guys log on. We got Neef here today, and y'all already know we got a Hush Your Mouth family panel going on here today. So I don't even know where to start because I kind of want to start talking about Tuesday because Tuesday was just such an amazing show. We got some new faces and some new energies going on, so I feel like our show is like rising in our Euless terms. Yeah, we rising, baby, but
I can't even do it. I'm never doing it. I'm gonna leave that to Eula. That's her signature thing. She can snap her
sound
fingers.
effect for rising, baby.
Yola.
We need to do that. We need a sound effect for that rising. I don't know what kind of sound effect you can do, but
I'm gonna steal her voice and we're gonna just like put her into the soundboard.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's cool. Wow. Cool. Now we're gonna hold you to that. I hope she's watching.
Yeah.
So we jump into Tuesday was great. Amazing. We got a lot of good feedback about that. How'd you feel doing that episode? Femininity at its finest.
That was a good show.
It was good. And I feel like Lady.
That was probably one of my funnest shows since I've been there.
Lady has learned some things. We saw her today with the gloves on, the yellow washing the dishes gloves.
Yeah.
She was looking like she was being submissive. So shout outs to Sucker Free Lady.
Shout out to that word submissive. Trigger. Triggering.
But before we jump into our episode and all of that, I want to do our mental health check-in. So, Mello, welcome to the show once again.
Thank
How you
Thank
feeling
you.
today?
I'm feeling great. Work got me beat, but I'm gonna make it through. I'll make it through. That's what that matters.
Did you do anything exciting this past week or this weekend?
No, I've just been relaxing, cooling.
I
can't wait for the holidays. My job has like given me a week of Thanksgiving off, and I have like 2 weeks off for Christmas. So
that's not a blessing that I don't know what is. Okay, baby.
Hello.
Talk about mental health.
Right.
Because jobs be wanting you to work on the damn holidays. They be so insensitive. They be wanting you to give too much of yourself and get lost in that job. See, we talking about getting lost in people, but don't be getting lost in your work either. So shout out to you, shout out to them.
No, that's right.
So Mel.
What's up, everybody? I'm blessed as always, glad to be here. I love being here with you, Mason. This is a cool show. I really enjoy it.
Love to have you here. They call you the creature on here.
That's all right. I
don't know.
And that. She has her own sound effect. I don't know.
Bars.
Did you? Oh, you was here Tuesday, so I saw you already.
Yeah.
I really don't. But I'm happy your mental health is good. I'm happy that you're blessed and feeling well, and you're not scared to sit next to me because this man in my training was scared to sit next to me. But anyway, Neith, welcome to the show, and how you feeling today?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm blessed. I mean, being an adult every day, working hard. Same old, same old.
Yes. That shit. Adulting is hard. Oops. That said that. Anyway, but okay, that's great. Welcome to the show, Mason.
What's up? What's popping? What's going on?
You know I gotta say what's popping, G's.
I'm telling you, everybody, every week it gets just worse and worse. Everybody gets that, hello, how are you? How's your mental health? And I get the, yo, what's up, my G? What's good? Week, my guy. Straight to the hood talk. Nah, but I'm chilling. I'm having a good week. Ain't crazy, relaxed the last day since I've seen you. That's about it. Nothing crazy. But this weekend, I don't know. May need to be something.
Is them drinks gonna be flowing?
I mean, isn't this like the Friendsgiving weekend, like where you get with your friends if you don't have like,
I didn't know that.
I mean, y'all don't get with your friends and have food and break bread and have drinks.
Not
All right, so I'll be jumping in with a bunch of friends, having drinks, eating, good stuff, just relaxing.
I know the memo.
Well, why you didn't tell me? Because I didn't know.
I mean,
Okay, that sounds like fun. I thought
hopefully the
weekend
weekend's
I just thought about it.
they trying to plan something on the side. Nathan, this is the second time this week you done blew some shit up. I just want to let you know.
I'm just chilling.
And on the scene, this is the second time that you just blew some shit
But
up.
how would I know? I'm just saying what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing this weekend. I'm gonna go out and have some drinks, meet some friends, hang out, have some food, which is what I do every weekend.
Okay.
She trying to
Networking. All that.
You're not going outside. But anyways,
How's your week going? What's going on with you? How you doing?
my week has been long. I started a new job, which is really exciting.
Congrats.
Thank you. So, but I'm tired. Getting back into the groove of things after, taking some much needed time off, self-care, and doing all those type of things. It's hard. I wanted to say fuck that job today. I did. I woke up and I was like, I don't really know if I need to be there. Like, I don't know if they really need me here. And I just want to say fuck that job.
You said you don't think they need you on the training week? Now we got it.
No, it sounds like
reevaluating.
Yeah, I was reevaluating my entire life. I was like, Hush Your Mouth is going to be bigger than life, and I'm going to be there. This merch is going to get here somehow, some way, and who needs a job? Babe, you're going to pay for everything?
everything.
It seems like anytime you start a job, that's all you think about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every time I start a job, like, I'm a graphic designer, so I make shirts and stuff too. So I start a job and I'll be second guessing myself. I'll be like, man, do I really want to work here?
Do I need to put my time into it?
Yeah, like you get so amped up, like you're gonna make it with your dreams. So now I feel you on that. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But you know what? You gotta still work at your dream. So faith without works will get you nowhere. It's dead.
Definitely.
So that's how I see it. So even my babe, she's not a good influence, guys. Everybody out there know that side panel. Side panel is not a good influence because I woke up this morning, I wasn't really feeling well. She said, babe, don't go to that job. Fuck that job. Tell them that you're sick. Tell them something. Tell them the kids are sick. I was like, it's the only day never.
Hey, you got a good one. You got a good one.
No, I put on some Dolph this morning and I ruled to work singing Get Paid, Young Nigga, Get Paid. And R.I.P. to Dolph. That was a great, that was a crazy loss in art.
Yeah, that blew. I'm a big fan of Dolph, so like that blew my mind. I seen someone write something on Facebook. I'm like, nah, and I Googled it. I'm like, nah, that shit is crazy. Like,
it kind of felt unreal. Do you know?
Real unreal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
It wasn't a moment to laugh. I asked her, did she know who Dolph was? And I realized I turned and I was like, oh, nah, she don't know that.
Not interested.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not interested. Don't know.
Yeah.
But sorry, whoever he is.
Yeah, it was. We lost another great one. So RP to him. But let's jump into this topic. So Don't get lost in other people. What does that say and speak to you guys? A lot, apparently, because y'all are here on Hush Your Fucking Mouth. Question number 1. Bring it up on the screen, Mason. Nurturing gene. Can helping others become a toxic addiction? There.
Definitely. And I can definitely relate to this question because I'm that type of person that I like to help everybody. And when you do that, you kind of get lost in helping yourself because I'm the type of person I take on people's energies. So if I see somebody that's lost or they need that help, I just feel like it's my mission to help them out. And I'll have like problems, I'll be upset with something in my personal life, and then I'll just put that to the side and be like, no, I gotta cater to this person's need. And that actually gets very toxic because you forget about yourself, and yourself is most important in anything. Like, you come first, but and then you just find yourself wanting to do everything for everybody, and it's just like, well, when do I get the time to do something for me, you know? So it's like, yeah, that's definitely a toxic addiction right there, helping others.
Wow. And that's dope that you're able to notice that about yourself and acknowledge it and just even speak about it. I'm going to leave it there because we got a lot of stuff to go. I was like, I'm going to leave it there. Me.
Yeah, it can be. It can be very toxic, you know, like she said, you could lose yourself, you know what I mean? You could lose your image, you could lose your mental. It's crazy. Like me, I like to help a lot of people, but then it's a lot of times when I forgot about myself. And sometimes, like, when you forget about yourself, it can make things worse. You know what I mean? Like, I can help someone pay a bill, but then I forgot a bill I gotta pay. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I've been through that a lot. So it definitely could be toxic because you want to be good, you want to be a good person, but you also can't forget about yourself too. So
right.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. It's me next. So I agree that it's absolutely a toxic addiction. So let's first address the first part, the nurture gene. When you carry in the nurture gene, you have this idea of fixing everyone. You can't fix people, and it becomes destructive. It becomes a destructive self-identity kind of like trait, right? You have like this invisible quota of like all these people that you want to help, and like how Ferris, how Mello said,
one job.
It's like, let's not talk about your fucking jobs, Nathan.
I got more than one.
Sorry, like when Mello said, you kind of like feel like it's your mission, right? Yeah. And me, myself, I'm a natural healer as well. I do take on other people's energies. I speak about that a lot here on Hush Your Mouth. Because people, when I'm helping them or when they're in the presence of me, they say they feel at home, they feel safe, they feel heard, and like understood or whatever. And that kind of makes me feel good that I'm able to do that for other people, right? And when I can't, I feel a sense of guilt. So that blows my mind. Like, I'd be like, damn, like, I can't really help. I go back and forth with it in my mind like all day. It will really bother me. And I think that's because I came such a long way on my journey in this thing called life, right? And so I naturally want to share my talents and my resources. But that's not really good because, as Neve has said, I'm taking on the responsibilities of kind of like others. And I just feel like I'm just giving so much of myself that I don't have anything left for myself or those around me, which I have a whole family. I have a spouse. I have kids. So I become irritable with them. Like, because I got, like how Mello said, you got your own problems. You got something else going on. You're like, those things don't go away just because you went and you helped somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. You can't heal the world's pain. Like, you just can't. It's impossible. And it's not your responsibility to either. I'm sorry, that's what I had to say.
Nah, it's cool.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. You good?
Nah, go ahead.
No, sure?
To say. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now I was gonna say, and it's crazy because, like you said, it's not our responsibility, but it's like the hard part about it is like when something bad do happen to that person, like, you know what I mean, and you just sit there, you be like, damn, you know what I mean, like yo, yeah, exactly, yeah, and sometimes it can eat us alive, like it's crazy, like especially like we're made to have good intentions, you know what I mean, so. I can see what you mean with that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like God blessed me in a lot of ways. So it's my job to now pay it forward and bless others. Right. So, but that's just like you have to absolutely find like some kind of balance because you will give away so much of yourself.
Right.
And people could kind of see that, but that's another question. Mason.
Yeah. For me, I wanted to listen to what everybody had to say and just add to that. The toxic addiction part, the addiction part, with any addict, it's about understanding what level of addiction the person you're helping is at. So for instance, if you're helping somebody get off crack and they don't think they're a crackhead, but they stealing TVs, they stealing things, you're trying to help that person, you're just pouring into somebody that's just not going to receive it well. So people tend, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. People tend to pour into people. And I know that I've been caught up in this where I'm pouring into somebody that is just not receiving it well. And that's toxic. Like it's toxic in and of itself. So sometimes you're pouring into the wrong people. You're trying to help the wrong people. And that's when it becomes addictive because you're like, yo, I see better in you. I see more in you. I can help you to get to that point. I'm Bob the Builder. I'm going to build you up. I'm going to get you to that point because I see all your potential. Right. Yeah. But at the same point in time, that person doesn't see the potential in themselves and they'll never reach that potential. And sometimes you got to realize that person has hit their ceiling. Right. And until they see more for themselves, no matter how much you give them. If I give you money, right, I give you $1 million, you can't manage $100. Me giving you $1 million is just throwing money down the drain. And I think sometimes we do that with our time, where we're giving our time to people that can't manage their own time, that can't manage themselves, that can't manage to do for themselves or want that help or at that level where they can appreciate that help, and they help me up. So for me, it's like I'm caught in that cycle all the time where I'm like, yo, I see so much in you, and then I'm addicted to trying to help you, and it ends up just being a waste because I'm turning that asset into a liability because now I become the person that they come to for help all the time, and I'm addicted to helping you. So it's a cycle that just continues and continues.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I could definitely agree to that with the potential and always trying to see the potential in people, because that kind of blinds you from the reality of like this person don't want better for themselves. Like you have to let that idea go of wanting to help them. And I think too, like when you are so addicted to helping people, you kind of don't know how to take and help yourself. Like because you're so used to giving it, you don't even know how to receive it when somebody try to give it to you. So I think that plays a part too.
Yeah. I always say when we talk about dating a lot here on Hush Mouth, I be like, don't date for nobody potential. Now I can tell you that, like, but I never really looked at it the same way you date is like the way you should see people overall in life. So if I won't date for potential, I don't need to be pouring myself into you because of your potential. Like I'm trying to fix you. I don't be wanting to fix no niggas, so I want to be out here fixing people. Go ahead, Mel, you laugh.
All right, so. For me, definitely, I agree with everything that everybody was saying. That is a true known fact. I just wanted to share something with everybody. And then when you start neglecting self-care, is the first sign that you're going in the direction of something toxic. When you stop caring about yourself, that means that you're going into something toxic. If you giving yourself away and forgetting about you, it's no good for you. That's an addiction. That's a bad addiction, and that's for sure. And the other thing is, even though you asked about the nurturing gene don't connect to me for the toxic part, because as a nurturer, that's a natural instinct for most people, especially women. So it doesn't make, that gene is not what's causing the toxicity. It's just the fact that we forget about caring about ourselves.
Well, no, for me, the nurturer gene, because it is fixing other people. Mm-hmm. Niggas is supposed to fix shit. They don't be wanting to nurture no bitches. Like, you get what I'm saying? Not to say it like that, but so I don't.
What do you mean they don't want to be nurturing bitches?
Don't that's what you said. I'm still repeating.
I'm just saying, what do you mean? Technically, they do nurture. They just nurture in a different way.
Physically,
Okay, well, that's a different topic for another day. I don't want to get too much into that because you know we will get off track. Right. I felt like we was about to have a debacle. No. So I was like, oh no, forget it. All right, so number 2.
Go ahead.
Learn to say no. Why is it important to prioritize yourself and protect your energy without guilt? Because that was the key. Mason.
For me, I think everybody on this panel tonight just mentioned how much they like to help people. And then sometimes in helping people, you, to everybody's point, you sometimes lose track of yourself. And it's important that you make sure, like, Reef said, that you pay your bills too. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a balance of, hey, yeah, I'm giving you $100, but I'm also going to remember to pay my $100 on my bill, or whatever the case may be. There's a balance of taking care of yourself, because if you ever been on a plane, like it's what's said. If you're on a plane and you have a baby, most people ask this question, and some people know the answer to it and some people don't. If you're on a plane with a baby and something happens and the mask drop, who do you help first? Yourself, or do you help the baby? Who do you put on the mask on first? Naturally, people are going to think they're going to put the mask on the baby first. But what you got to do is you got to put the mask on yourself first, because you have no use if you put the mask on a baby. The baby can't help you. The baby can't do anything for you. They can't lift you up. They can't do anything for you. But if you put the mask on, you can lift that baby up and 3 other people. Neef looks like a big guy, pause. You can help 2 or 3 other people. That baby's not going to help you. It's not going to help any other people. And that's how life is. So you got to learn, to prioritize yourself. Say no, because it's good for your mental health.
Yes.
You can't help nobody if you can't help yourself.
Give yourself.
That's nice.
Give yourself a round of applause. I don't even know who's supposed to go. Mello was supposed to go next. I was like, everybody
definitely, I think it's very important to prioritize yourself and learning how to say no. Because what I've learned in life after, meeting so many people, dealing with so many people really don't give a shit. And at the end of the day, it's a selfish act when it comes to certain scenarios. And you got to take a step back and say, okay, well, I see that you don't have a selfless trait in you, so why should I? And, it protects. And again, going back to taking on somebody's energy, you kind of feel like a sense of disappointment that you let them down and that you let God down, and that, you should have been in that moment to help them do something. But you got to take a step back and it's like, no, life goes on. Okay. And you're going to keep meeting many people who's going to need help. And you got to learn, like, you're not no damn Spider-Man. You ain't no Superwoman. You can't save nobody. So at the end of the day, you came in this world by yourself. You got to protect yourself at all times. And it's only your mental, and it goes from there.
You rising, baby. You rising. I got me excited. My drink's almost half done. I'm going to get to top number 2 in a few more minutes. It's going to be good. Your head now.
Well, first off, for me, it's very important that we set boundaries. And a lot of the problem is we feel guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty. Let me say that. When you don't step outside your box to help somebody, because you set boundaries. When you step outside your boundaries, then that becomes your fault. Right. You gave up your energy. You didn't protect yourself. You let your guard down and you stepped out. So, you shouldn't feel guilty for it. You know what I'm saying? Because truthfully, it's your fault. With all actuality, you should not step outside that box. When you set your boundaries, if you tell your kids, if you do this, I'm not going to do this.
I feel guilty for not doing that. So.
But for staying in your box?
Well, it was to prioritize yourself and protect your energy.
Yes, but once you step outside your box, don't you give up your energy? Once you step outside of your boundaries, what you set forth.
I stay in my box.
You know what I'm saying? Once you step outside, though,
I still feel bad though. It depends on the person. It depends on what it is.
I think it can happen from stepping out your box.
Inside you.
That's the nurturing thing that I naturally have. I feel bad. Like my partner. That's a big thing. Relax. That's a big thing within our relationship because she don't step outside her boundaries and her box, and I'll be having a foot out, and that's like I feel like I'm the hardest nigga in Nebraska, but I still will step out the box, and I don't respect my own boundaries, I guess, in that sense, and I feel guilty for it, and that's not cool. I do feel like it's important to prioritize yourself and protect your energy, though, but because obviously, like I said before, if you give too much of yourself away, you won't have nothing left for you. But you naturally want to invest your love and your energy into the people that you care about, regardless of what. But you obviously shouldn't I don't know. You saying that it's your fault. I don't think I like the way that you said that. It's not it's your fault. Why do we have to use the word fault? Can we change the way you're trying to say that? I don't think that's bothering me.
No, stay in your boundaries.
You already know.
No, that's how she said it.
Because it says without guilt. And I'm saying,
but you're saying it's your fault that you stepped out. But that could just be you. I just said that's a natural trait in me. Okay. She said she feels like it's her mission. Why does it have to be a fault thing?
Okay, whose fault is it if you step outside your boundaries and they do something wrong and it pisses you off or whatever? Whose fault is that? That's not their fault. That's your fault because you allowed them to get you to step outside your comfort zone. That's like if a girl tell you, it ain't my fault if when you met me, this is how I was. Okay? But then when you accept it, whose fault is that? For real. Who would you say that is?
Sips tea. All right. Wow. Okay.
Go ahead, Mason. Go ahead, Neef.
Nah.
I'm right now.
You definitely gotta prioritize yourself without guilt, because once again, you putting yourself behind, you know what I mean? That's like putting that's like getting a car for somebody, putting in my name, you know what I mean? You just don't know. And then say they mess up something up, they might get in an accident or they might not pay the car note. Then you're behind, your credit goes down, you know what I mean? So you definitely gotta put yourself first, because you can put yourself behind. And like what Mello said, people don't give a shit. As long as it ain't affecting them, that's all that matters to them. So yeah, you definitely gotta look out.
Can I ask you a question? Is prioritizing yourself and protecting your energy, do you see that as being selfish?
In a way, yeah. But not I want to say it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be selfish. You got to be selfish to get further for yourself. You know what I mean?
Is there a balance though? Is there a balance that you could strike with prioritizing yourself and protecting your energy?
It could be a balance, but it just depends what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes some people can go too far with it, but I could say it could be a balance.
I say it's a balance, because every healthy caregiver and nurturer knows that they gotta nourish themselves before they nourish others. So you can't because really when you are not prioritizing yourself and protecting your energy, you are naturally gonna be off balance, right? And you're not gonna be able to give out 100% to whatever you're doing, or you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna never be at 100.
Right.
You gotta have that healthy balance. It's called the healthy balance.
Yeah.
That's the boundaries that I guess she's trying to say. I just didn't like the word guilt, and I still don't. I mean, when you said fault, it was fault. That was
I definitely could say with the boundaries part, that's more towards if you're in a relationship that you will feel more of the guilt, because let's just say, for instance, you feel like, oh, if I stop my partner or if I stop my spouse from doing something, it's gonna stop something in our relationship from to continue. Like, let's just say, like, okay, damn, my girl wanted me to teach her how to drive. I didn't. Now she's upset, and I feel bad because if I would have taught her how to drive, maybe that would have took a responsibility off of me when it comes to dropping off the kids to daycare, something like that. So I could kind of see where the boundary and the guilt come from both perspectives.
I just say never feel guilty for taking care of you and prioritizing your energy. Don't feel guilty ever. Before we go to question number 3, which we only have 6 questions here today, let's jump into these motherfucking comments.
You've been dying to curse. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying flip it.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's start with Never Stop Growing, Coaching and Consulting at 832. Thank you and welcome to Hush Your Mouth. Where's your heart at when you say no? That matters. Have a full cup and give from your overflow so you can keep up for the long haul. We forget longevity matters, so don't burn yourself out. Yes. Yes. You rising, baby. Hey, came in amazing, speaking some facts. Absolutely. I will always love me more. That's a sucker free lady over there, y'all. Y'all don't know that. But yourself, like Maya said, it's all about me. When you know better, you'll do better. You have to stand for something. If you don't, you'll fall for anything. Okay.
Sure.
Mean what you say and stand by what you say. Selfish is not inherently bad. Okay. I want you to talk more about that one day, but we know what you probably will say about that because that sucker free lady for the people who don't know. Queen Hoover. Wow. All right. Random acts of kindness can change a person's life. Should you offer help to those who are non-deserving now?
For sure, yes. Random acts of kindness can change your life. For one thing, for me, I don't feel like helping people. Like certain people, don't want to do certain things. Like they want your help, but they're not willing to do the steps to get where they got to go. They want you to do all the work. Those are definitely the people that, if you help them, that could change your life because it's draining. It becomes draining when you are the type of person who want to help people and you care about how people are. It drains you when you find out that you put in 100% for them and they only giving 50% for themselves. So that act of kindness could change your life because it can affect your health. It messes with your mental because you start overthinking things, looking at things different. You forget about yourself. You don't let yourself fall. You just forget about your family because you put so much energy into that person. So yeah, definitely. It changes your life. And, you definitely shouldn't help somebody. That answers the whole thing for a nutshell for me with the non-deserving. Those are the people I'm talking about, non-deserving people as well. They don't deserve your time or your help.
Okay. Okay, me.
Nah, they don't deserve our time. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit. Why should we? You know what I mean? Like, and with the random acts of kindness, yeah, I could definitely relate to that. Like a relationship, you could dedicate yourself to the relationship. Then your mom, you could miss a holiday, your mom missing you and all this shit. Like, you with the significant other, but yeah, it definitely could change you. And then, it could change you in a negative way too, because, like I said, that person that you with or whatever, they could be non-deserving. They could not care or be genuine to you as you are to them. So yeah, like people that like them, nah, I learned that a while ago. I mean, look, it's been too many times, and I think I got it now. So yeah, don't give your energy to them at all.
Because they're non-deserving.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Me, like I said, like I'm just saying, based on the things that I've been through, I'm not gonna offer my help because, like I said, like they're not the energy that they bring towards me is not genuine. So that's just like I mean, like I said, that's just me though. I mean,
that's
like
your boundaries. You drawing your line in the sand, and that's okay.
Yeah, yep.
And that's okay because you done helped enough people. You done paid some bills.
Yeah, and the sad thing about it, and the sad thing about it though, the sad thing about it is like when you get like that, they still not. And I'm not saying they had to appreciate me, but they don't think about the things that you did. Like they don't think about the things that when they did get the help. You know what I mean? They don't think about that. They don't appreciate those times. So nah, like there's a line that you just crossed. That
I wanna ask everybody here a question because it seems like we all kind of been through this. But how many times are people there to help the people who helped them? Like how many times are we out here asking for people help? And how many people can we count on that can actually return the favor? You or the energy, or you know what I mean?
Very few.
Very few.
Yeah, very few.
Very few.
Like,
Real.
That's crazy. How does that make you feel? That's an extra question.
It makes me feel like shit. It's like I don't know. Sometimes it makes me feel like I ain't worth anything because I'll be like, damn, like you go out your way, like you could break yourself to make sure that person's good, but then there's plenty of times where I fell off, and I like I said, I blame myself for me falling off, but like you could see, there's gonna be times we need help, and you seek for that type of help from those people, and they would not return it. It's crazy. They would not care.
It's like God.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't never helped them in the first place. Like what? Like they don't owe it to you. And then when we do go out and try to help people, we're not trying to like say like I owe you because it's never the intention. Right. But it's like, damn, if I fall, I would like for you to be there to help me and pick me up, throw me a bone. You know what I'm saying? But we also don't act as often because we know that the people are far and few. So we put a lot. So we have the weight of our world and everybody else's world on our own shoulders, right? Right. I don't know. We got to fix this, guys. This is a little therapeutic in this moment. I want to let y'all know. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I feel you on that, Neef. Mellow.
Hell to the no when helping those, so like helping non-deserving people, and I'm gonna tell you like why, because I've learned like people enjoy being miserable. Like some people enjoy being miserable, and when you do help them and they don't want to take that extra step, that's one, because they're lazy, or two, it equals zero efforts to move up or to like stay miserable, and two, people like attention. Because when you're non-deserving and you always miserable or you always need help, what you get? Attention. You always get people like, oh, what's going on? What's going on in your life? What do you need help with? Why you need this? So it's like, I just feel like it's an attention piece that they got to fix within themselves. And I don't got time to pay anybody any type of attention when I got so much things going on in my life that requires attention. And I think, and it comes from childhood too, but that's a whole nother conversation. When it comes to, non-deserving people, they're just so used to getting things handed to them or getting that attention, or people wanted to go that extra mile. And they know at the end of the day, because this person is like this, they don't got to put in that extra mile for them when it comes time. So that's how I feel.
Baby.
Because I've been through it, girl. I've been through it. But the random acts of kindness, though, I really feel like that's important. And in my field, because I work in HR, so I'm always taking on people's problems. But a simple, hey, how you doing, could change somebody's life. Following up with them, remembering little details about them, like, hey, how's your mother? How's your child? And even living in New York City, you just live around straight rude people. But like when you see somebody struggling with a stroller, like, and everybody walks past, and I'm a whole girl, okay? A whole girl. And these people with strollers be double strollers with bags and all that type of stuff. So for me to like take a step back and be like, you couldn't help her? It's just a small favor that you could help this person with, or helping an elderly person just going through the door or something like that. So I definitely think like random acts of kindness can definitely change a person's life, and it can even bring blessings onto you. Like I always say, somebody's watching, so it is what it is.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. She's
nice.
trying to give her.
Not at all.
Mason.
For me, random acts of kindness can change a person's life. So I agree with that 100%. Should you offer to those who are non-deserving? Absolutely not. And I think that's the problem. Like we've got to recognize and put people in the correct buckets ASAP. So if somebody's not deserving, you should put them in that bucket and not random acts of kindness is something totally different. It's going along your day, like Mello said. It's little things. It's smiling, saying good morning. It's helping a lady, with a stroller. All those things take nothing away from you, but it means a lot to a person. That woman that had to like struggle to bring a stroller up and down stairs in New York, you know how that is. For you to help that person, that saves them 5 minutes. That could have helped them in many different ways because they had to get an appointment to get WIC or whatever the scenario is. You never know. Yeah. It took nothing away from you. You'll probably forget it, but they'll remember it. And that stuff comes back to you. It's called good karma. Like you put that stuff out there, it comes back to you tenfold. And it's just about being a good person. But people who are non-deserving, I think we use the term pour into all the time, but sometimes we're pouring into drains. And that's really what happens way more often than not, where you're pouring into drains and you're not pouring into a cup. You're not pouring into something that's going to hold on to that message or hold on to that scenario or that act of kindness. You got to realize and make a distinction between cups and drains.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's right.
That's a good point.
We didn't even have the choir over here saying, that was your cue.
Reach it to the choir today. Tonight is another good night. I'm loving it. Well, so I think it's safe to say that we all agree that you shouldn't, except for when. Well, yeah, no, we all agree that we shouldn't. Have we all done it? Yes, especially, yes. We all have done it. I have. But sometimes I did it and I knew that the person was undeserving. And I just didn't care because my whole thing was I'm not going to let nobody make me less than 100. Mm-hmm. However, I had to realize that I was still less than 100 because one, I was doing that person an injustice by enabling them. Two, I wasn't 100 myself. Like my self-care is lacking. My mental health is lacking. Physical, emotional, all of those things is having a toll being taken on them, right? And then I'm less than 100 for the people who actually need me. So that makes me even lower than whatever I was at after the first lesson. Y'all following my math? Because Mel started talking about some math or whatever. Anyway, it all comes out to it wasn't mathing though. It wasn't mathing. None of those numbers is adding up. When you said your 50% and I said this and he said drains and cups, it just don't be adding up. And we cannot have that. So and on top of that, it was for a person who wasn't, because they're undeserving, right? So they wasn't even at 100. So that shit just definitely wasn't mapping. Like you're not even appreciative of what I'm bringing to the table and my time, my efforts, my energy. So for me, it's like absolutely not. But have I done so and still? Well, I guess that's the fault part. Now that's the fault part. I can take the fault on that when it's the fault. Not the boundaries and the fault. I can take the fault for doing so knowingly and not caring and giving it an excuse behind it. You talking specifics?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Corey, I have a question for you before you continue. One question. I just want to know: have you ever been on the other side of that? Have you been non-deserving and received help?
We got head scratcher.
We ain't all perfect, but I have. I mean, but we learn from it, you know.
Exactly. I don't want to say. What do you mean not? What would be an instance that I would be non-deserving and asking for help? If I just told you I don't be asking nobody for nothing.
So at no point were you less than and you asked for help, knowing that you ain't shit, and you asked and received help.
The question should have been, Corey, was there ever a time where you wasn't shit? And I would have been like, yeah, there was a time.
I think non-deserving people ain't shit. You think they shit?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, wait.
Corey pleads the fifth on that, so she doesn't want to answer. I just want to highlight that.
The truth of the matter is that everybody's not always going to care about you the way that you care about them. And that in itself is where things get a little, spooky, I guess, or like foggy. I want to say foggy. And when that happens, you got to protect yourself. When somebody's non-deserving of your energy, your time, your efforts, your money, your gifts, because that's what Mason's talking about. He's talking about gifts and money, but that I was non-deserving of.
Okay. I really wasn't, but go ahead. That's what I was talking about. Them gifts and the money.
Anyways.
Free the hoes all the time.
Free the hoes. But and people that are non-deserving, they have a way of becoming like entitled. Do y'all notice that they be having a sense of entitlement? And they demanding your free time or your little coins. Niece, you paid one bill for that girl, and now she's demanding all your coins. Like she wants it all. She wants her hands elbow deep in your pockets.
Right.
And she still want to be unappreciative.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. But that's my take on that. Question number 4. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. How do you differentiate between being utilized and taken advantage of? And who is to blame for overstepping your boundaries? Because he was the first one to say, tag you it.
So, who is to blame for overstepping? I would blame myself because, like I said before, we allowed us to we set certain boundaries and we allow people to it's like giving someone an inch and they take a mile. You know what I mean? Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. But that, I mean, sometimes people just take it too far. You know what I mean? And that comes with boundaries. Like they take it too far, and that's when you gotta sit there and say to yourself, like, all right, like this ain't gonna fly with me. You know what I mean? How you efficient? I can't say it.
Your mic is my.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You sound better.
Okay. How do you differentiate between being utilized and taken advantage of? I guess with that, it just depends on the scenario of what's going on. I can't really. I don't know how to answer that. It just.
You ever dated somebody who took advantage of your kindness for weakness? Like you took them out on the first date, you spent a whole bunch of money, and then they wanted you to go on a second date. You spent a whole bunch more money. You go on a third date, you spend a whole bunch more money, and then they hitting you up for a fourth date, and they just eating on you.
And they do what? What
they just eating on you.
Yeah, they just plot on you, you know what I mean? They just and it just get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, like they categorize you as the food guy and you don't even know it. That's taking advantage, right?
They take advantage until you have nothing. When you have nothing, it's a wrap. They gone.
Gone, because you're no longer the food guy. You got to fit into a category for some of these women. It's either the food guy, the Uber guy, or what else, Corey? What is the other ones? All right, the food guy, the Uber. Maybe if you're lucky, you might be the sex guy, but it's different ways for people to take advantage of you. You know, you may be the supportive guy. They just want when it's time to feel good. They be like, yo, let me hit Neef up because he always makes me feel good. And they call you, they pick up the phone, they speak to you, you feel good, and then they hang up on you. Right? That's an example.
But now you said utilize or taken advantage of, right? So I'm just trying to utilize because everybody is either useful or useless.
You know what I'm saying? Baby.
Point blank.
I've heard somebody say that. Woo! We chatting today.
Wait a minute. Are you
We are
agreeing?
chatting today.
I mean, it's a conversation.
No, but I want to know if everybody, if you agreeing with me now that people are either useful or useless. Because when I said
No, that's not. But I'm saying utilize.
He's not.
And that word utilize or taking advantage of.
She's like, I felt
Listen, I'm saying,
targeted.
what
What's
makes you
going
take
on?
advantage? What is the difference between taking advantage and being utilized?
you trying to say that they're the same?
Yeah, because I'm like, you take it. I'm just trying to see where the difference is at. That's why I was asking. Because you say you either useful or useless.
That's not this episode.
Okay. But then taking advantage of somebody, it's like I'm giving you a perfect example. A shorty I met, I took advantage of her. I knew I really didn't like her, but I needed a whip. And I knew she had bread and she had an extra car. So I stuck it out.
Yeah.
I ain't really like her.
Yeah.
Now, some people might say that I used. No, I took advantage of a situation.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing, right? Utilizing somebody, using somebody, and taking advantage of her. I took advantage of a situation to get what I want. Or
We talking tonight.
You used her.
It's the same thing.
No.
I took advantage of an opportunity. I took advantage of the opportunity that was in front of me.
So to me, utilize speaks in the aspect of like helping or being a resource to someone. And like this someone is a person that's already tried to help themselves and they just need you for like, let's say I know that this place is hiring. I know Mello. I know her establishment is hiring. She works in HR. Hey friend, I've been really looking for a job. I'm down on my luck right now. Is there, anything you could do? Do you know anybody who can help me and put me in a position? I'm really trying to find a job. You're utilizing me and who I know, what I know, and in order to put you in a better position, and that's okay because I'm a resource to you. I'm helping you or whatever, but you also tried to help yourself. When you're being taken advantage of, it looks completely different. Like taking advantage of, like, oh gosh, I guess the food guy. Knowing that the food guy likes me. Knowing that
the food guy exists, people. The food guy exists. Go ahead. Speaking from a former user of the food guy. Go.
So I know this guy really likes me, and I want to go out.
Lobster.
I want to have a good night on the town. I do like steak
and shrimp.
And shrimp. Don't forget shrimp. And I eat a lot because it's really a big girl inside of me, but it's okay. So, I know that me and my friends is gonna go out with him, and I'm gonna have a good time, and we gonna.
Whoa! You and your friends? We bringing company?
Well, I'll go out to eat with you, but the food guy sometimes is also the club guy that's gonna pay for me and my friends. Remember from the episode? So now he's taking me out to dinner.
That? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Me and my friends. We getting rounds all fucking night, and it's a lit night. However, I don't have any good intentions for that guy. Like, I'm not saying like I'm gonna do something bad to him, but
this guy really exists.
I know I'm not giving up the vibe. That's it. Short and sweet. I know I'm not never but you're the fool guy, and I can rely on you every time to have a good time.
You know what, Corey? You always speak from the position of the bully and not the bullied. You ever notice that, Corey? Corey, real quick. You ever notice you speak from the power of the bully and not the bullied?
No, stop that.
No, but in this particular scenario, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish though.
We talk about this on femininity at its finest. Please stop doing that. Don't call me the bully. Let's jump into the or did everybody? Oh no, Mason, did you go, Mason?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So.
Oh wait, let's address the boundaries real quick because I forgot. But all of those things become too much when you give too much of yourself. Back to that, right? And you're overstepping them. Who's to blame for that? You are. You're to blame for people taking advantage of you, not utilizing. Don't confuse the two because it's easy, as Mel has experienced here on Hush Mouth, to confuse utilize and being taken advantage of.
I think I don't think that I misunderstood. I just feel that using somebody is taking advantage of somebody.
Utilize.
The
word is utilize, not
if I utilize your services, I'm still taking advantage of you. Why am I not? Taking advantage. Okay. Utilize it. Look at the perspective. Look at the perspective. No.
I already know.
Look at my perspective.
What she's saying is like, all right, if I have a business and she's saying, let's say I have a event going on, and I say, listen, come to my store and utilize my services or take advantage of my service. What do you want to do? I don't know.
You don't have to help. What I'm saying is, when you take advantage of someone, okay, it's the perspective who you're looking at it from. I take advantage of somebody, okay? So if I'm taking advantage of them, it's a difference than utilizing somebody, right? Yes. But when you're talking about it in the sense that we talking about it in a relationship, let's use a relationship, friendship, whatever type of relationship. I'm utilizing this person, I'm using them. I'm still taking advantage of that person. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying right or wrong. I take advantage of the fact that you got resources and I'm using them to my benefits. So it's the same. All I'm saying is they entwine together.
What if I pay you? You fix cars, so I'm going to utilize you. I'm going to use you. You fix cars. Mel, you fix cars. I hit you up. You my people's. Can you pay for it? I'm going to pay for it. I'm utilizing your services. Taking advantages.
I guess if you're looking at it in that sense. But if you're looking at it in a relationship sense, it can be looked at differently. I think it's just how you look at it.
So if the utilization of a person, kind of like fair exchange, no robbery.
Oh, my famous stripper quote.
And not advantage. When like you're utilizing the strippers, Mason has utilized the strippers for a good time.
And I compensate them for it. There you go. Fair exchange.
Because she has no intentions of fucking the food guy before she goes and eats the food, her and her hoop and she has friends. Now she's fucking taking advantage of him. She ain't even get the friends to give him no box. Nobody's fucking his
The friends ain't give him. Oh,
somebody might.
No.
Okay, those friends out of here. You get no shrimp and lobster.
They might find a reason to utilize him, whoever that is. You know what I'm saying? Like it could work out for everybody here.
He exists.
I think utilize and taking advantage of is like wants versus desires. Like, taking advantage is like something that you desire and that you don't care, you don't put no emotions to it. Utilize it, it's gonna serve you like a purpose. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
That's how I see it as.
I like the way you put that.
All right, Neve,
I agree.
I agree with that. I like the way you said that. I got you.
Yeah. So utilize, like we said, it's a fair exchange. I think taking advantage is going a step further. If you're utilizing people, I think it can be, depending on the situation, a fair exchange. So like Side Panel said, if you are a mechanic and I need my car fixed and I go to you, I'm utilizing you because I know you're skilled at this job, but I'm still going to compensate you for your work. Taking advantage of, like Mello said, it's basically when you just, I want something and I'm just using you to get what I want. So taking advantage of is more like using. Utilizing is more like a fair compensation. So that's how I differentiate it myself. And who's to blame when overstepping the boundaries? You who overstep the boundaries, I blame you. However, I will check that situation. So who do I blame? You for making that, step. But I also hold myself accountable to check that situation. So if you do something and you step over the boundaries, I could check it in different ways. I still got to check it. Now, if I don't check it, I blame myself. But who do I blame for overstepping the boundaries? You.
Okay, Mason, you rise and give yourself a round. Like drop some fires in the fucking comments tonight. We gonna put some fires on.
I know that's right, Mason. You on point today.
I don't, Mason. I gotta find a little emoji for you now. Besides the fire, because I'm the fire one on this show. But it's okay. You could be the firecracker today. I'm handing you the torch. Let's jump into these comments real quick, or whatever. Nikki, you learn from your mistakes to understand your balance. Big facts. It's a Trish thing. Welcome to the show. How do you know when you're offering too much help? Because it's hard to know when already being a caring person. That's a good question. Go ahead, Mel.
I mean, you know you're offering too much help when you forget about yourself. You know, when you put yourself aside for somebody else, you give in way too much. You know, I mean, I'm a codependent type person, and I'm gonna use that for myself. You know, I go to Coda all the time because of the simple fact I didn't understand codependency works reverse too, because I allow and aid people in they bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know when you start giving too much of you and you forget about yourself and you let yourself go, you done did too much. You done overstepped you way past your boundaries. You set your boundaries, and this is the thing. They know your limitations. And if they don't want to stay in that, cut them off. Let it go. Friend, relationship, whatever. If they can't set your boundaries, cut them off. Because the truth of the matter is, once you allow them to step out their boundaries and you accept their bullshit, it's your fault. You can't blame nobody for the bullshit you're going through but you.
Yeah. And if it's not bringing you any type of results, either, depending on how you care for them, you got to let it go. That's how you know you're getting way too much, if it's not bringing those results.
No results.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a shot at that question? How do you know when you're offering? So how did you, well, nobody else? Okay. I'm definitely a giver, but when things get one-sided, I will cut it off without hesitation. It's like a free lady. I can end my rude ass. I will always help a mom with her stroller. Also, pouring into a drain, fire, free the hose, of course. But the blame shifts when you allow it to continue when you peep game. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, Zulika. All right, I can't say it. Zulika Ramos. Fire. Mason, you on fire? You got a bomb in here? How do you know when you let yourself go? How do you know when you let yourself go?
You let yourself go.
Need a little weight.
Yeah. I think I've seen a lot of people when they finally let themselves go, like people start to glow in different ways, right? Like, look, like in relationships, people gain weight. When they get out the relationship, they start losing weight. They get a new job. They gain new friends. They start getting into activity. So I think you notice like a change in your patterns in your personal life, like how you live your life, what type of things you've been doing in your life versus, you know, when you was dealing with whatever situation. I think that's how you know you let yourself go. And when you're feeling much happier, because you definitely feel the difference when you let something go. The weight is lifted. You definitely feel lighter. Your mood is different. Like even if you're somebody that posts on Instagram continuously, like even the things you post will change. You know, instead of posting relationship things, you start posting like I'm getting money now. I'm all about happiness. Like I just seen it all. So I think that's how you know when you let yourself go.
I think they meant let yourself go in the aspect in which Mel was saying it, but that's another way. That's when you know that you're finally free of the bullshit. That's what you mean by let yourself go. But to me, when you let yourself go, it just seems like you're just down. It's just it becomes a weight. It's a weight. You feel like you're suffocating, you're drowning because you really are. You're drowning and suffocating in other people's bullshit, and that's why you gotta let it go. It's like, okay, so what happens if you put a weight to your foot and then jump off a boat into the ocean? Where you going?
You're going down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's going to happen?
Awesome.
You're going to die. It just can't. That's how you know. When you feel like you're having those type of feelings or that type of energy around you or on you, that's when you know that you let yourself go. And you just, when you're tied to too many other people's bullshit,
I just recently experienced that like a month ago. You know, I was way down heavy. You know, I lost my father. On top of losing my father, I was having marital problems. So it was like out from January 20th all the way to October 27th of this year, 9 months and 7 days to be exact. I felt like I was in a cloud and the world was just on my shoulders. and I was weighed down. I was trying to be happy. I was trying to live a functional life, but I was burnt out. But when I went to the cemetery and I did what I needed to do and I released what I needed to release, I felt better. I had stayed away from the show for a while and everything. I was gone. Like I had gave up. So that when you get to that point, you know, you have to know you got to let it go. I don't care who it is, what it is, how it feels. Let it go because it's draining you. And when something drains you, you're going to die. For real. At some point.
Oh, baby. It got real deep here on her mouth. It's one of those type of episodes. Pause. All right, I'm sorry. I forgot to pause. Number 5. I mean, wait, 6, 5, or 100. Wait, where we at? I was looking at the comments and said 100. Support or savior? What is the difference between motivation and inspiring versus dependency?
The results.
Let me get out these comments. Hold on, I gotta close the comments out on my damn screen because I don't need to be over there looking at what y'all saying. I know. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all, but it got deep. Y'all just made me feel because I felt that, and that's not to go backwards just a little bit, but I felt that because you know the and Mason, you know, but for the people who don't know, I really give. But you know what? Back to the comment earlier, it's because I feel like my cup is always overflowing, but I give a lot of my blessings away, and then I don't really be like able to utilize them. And then the people who see me giving my blessings away or see that I have blessings, they want to come and take advantage. They feel entitled to my blessings because they know like I have them. You know what I mean? When people, so be mindful of that too. Like, you know, disclosing so much, or just being like, I'm super transparent and I'm naturally this way. Like my babe always says, like, dang, why do people always want to call and ask you for something? Like they think that what do they think you rich? They think you a millionaire or something, you know? And it could be because you're doing a little bit better than them or you're just progressing in life or whatever. But damn, nobody don't ever call and just be like, hey, how you doing? How was your day today? How you feeling? And when I call anybody and I speak to anybody on the phone, I'll be like, hey, how are you? When I call into like companies, like if I call a cable company, I'll be like, hey, how are you? How you doing today? I want to check the temperature. You know, they be like, oh wow. Sometimes it makes their day, like Mello said. And sometimes they be so rude and they hate their fucking job and they just be like, and I be like, oh, you
what you want
on your shoulders and you hate that you have to be at that job. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, so this question number 5, savior or support? Mason.
Well, like I said, I think, you know, the results are the difference. And you got to watch the actions and the actions that are occurring because of your support. So if somebody is literally taking advantage of you, or they are just not moving up and everything they need your help for, oh, help me fill out this form, oh, help me with this, help me with this cash, help me with this. It's no longer help, it's dependency. So it's no longer that you're helping that person becomes dependent on you. Now, if they say, hey, you know, help me with this, and then they take it and they move on and they do things with it, that's different. If they take the cash and you know what, they flip that and they make that 100 into 200 because what they did was they bought a Metro card and they went to work or whatever you use for transportation, or they put gas in their car. They went to work. They got their work on. They got a paycheck. That's helping. Now, if they need $100 every week for gas, now you're being taken advantage of, and now it's no longer, you know, a helpful thing. You're there like crutch. So you got to know the difference, and it's not motivational because they're just looking to use you for your $100 or whatever it is that you're giving them, whether it's attention, whether it's work, whatever it is. So it's the results. What's coming from my help? What's coming from my contribution? What's coming from me pouring into you? Is it something good, or is it just me pouring again down the drain? I like to use that statement because it's fitting. Is it me pouring down the drain and nothing's coming of it? You're not making your life better, but I'm still like giving and pouring into you. Waste of time. So there's a difference. Now, if that person takes that and they run with that, that's somebody you pour into. They've proven themselves. The results are there. It continuously shows. They're getting better. know what I'm saying? You show me how to fish. Next day I'm fishing. I'm bringing you a fish.
Out here.
I'm just taking your fish every day. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. You could bring it into today's terms. And it just you see it in the results. So that's it for me.
So you said the proof is in the pudding. Go ahead, boy.
Watch that actions, not the words. Watch the actions.
It's all about the actions. Definitely all about the actions.
You up next. Tell us about the actions.
Oh yeah, what's support? I mean, it's encouragement. You know, they taking what you say. They observe. You know what I mean, they use us as a tool for them to be better. And you like with Savior. I mean, like they don't care. They don't want to hear nothing. It's like, yo, just give me it or whatever. Just keep it moving.
You don't want to be saved.
So yeah, but like with the support and then the motivation, yeah, they just take in. I mean, they determine. I mean, they care. And then when you dependency, it's like you could say something to them, but it's like it's one ear and it goes in one ear out the other. So they not really they just trying to get what they need so it could benefit them and it'd be less beneficial for us. So
the church said amen back there. She got one. Hey. All right, Mello, go ahead.
I definitely agree with what Mason said though. Being supportive, I think when you are aware, you set boundaries because you want to make sure that you're just encouraging them, that you allowing room for them to kind of follow. You're basically just providing guidelines. When you come across somebody who's dependent, you kind of playing the part as an enabler, right? Like I just feel like you're not giving them room to do what they have to do or teach them how to be independent. You're just like, oh, I know they're gonna struggle, so let me just help them out, and then just go back to being a helper and being that nurturing person. So you got to learn how to separate the two within yourself before you step in, whether you're being a supporter or a savior. So I think it's all about like realizing who you are and how you go about it before actually taking that action.
Not only like even like when someone's dependent, you're also like stunting. You're not only that you stunting their growth, but you stunting your own growth too. So
yeah.
Wow, y'all out here acting crazy tonight. Go ahead, Mel.
So I have a saying that I always say, and it's funny because when I read this, it's the first thing came to mind. I could be a supportive person to you, but I have something that we always say in my house. Somebody is a super saver hoe. That's basically what they are. You know, you either support a person or that's how when you say savior, that's what's happening. You're trying to save a hoe. You're trying to save her from her own self, and you trying to, you know, you're making her a dependency, making her more of an issue than what she really is. But support, you're going to be there. You're going to encourage them. You're going to set limitations. You're going to set guidelines for them. You're going to let them know you have 3 months to get your stuff together and get out and get you a place. Okay, but people get that when you trying to be super saver hoe, it's like, you know, you just let her come in. She done brought the children with her, and you taking care of the whole family, and they all living with you. You know, that's what happened. They become a dependency because you enabled them. You know, you became super saver hoe to them.
And I feel like this is similar to utilizing and taking advantage of. So this kind of like goes together with that too.
Well, put my fucking cape on me and call me fucking super saver hoe, Captain Saver hoe. Because I done saved a lot of hoes. Okay? And I don't know if I'm done yet saving these hoes, but they trying to work on me. That was the whole point of this episode today. Said stop saving these hoes, man. Side scandal has had enough. Okay?
Yeah.
No, but I thank God for somebody. I got to
Yo.
Mason, fix your face. Support or savior?
Support.
I can no longer be the savior, so I'm gonna hang up my little
Kate.
Okay.
I'm still freeing the host every day of my life. Come to Hush 'em Out Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:15. I'm freeing us. All right. Savior. No more of that. No more of being nobody's savior. The only saviors out here is God himself. Tell them to go to the altar and lay it there and pray. Make sure that you tell them that faith without works is dead. So they need to put in the work. And they can probably utilize you for your resources and your talents. However, you will not be taken advantage of. So yes, I can support you, but I cannot save you. That's very important. The difference between motivation and inspiring someone versus dependency for me is like I always use my story of my childhood and the traumas I've been through and in my journey and where I'm at now. And if I give you the blueprint to like whatever your problem is, that's meant to be motivating and inspiring. I've been there. I've done that. I've been where you are. I understand. It gets better. It gets greater later. So here, this is what I did. This is what worked for me. This is what I know to be true, which is a big thing here for me on Hush 'em Out. I only speak on what I know to be true. And you take it and you do what's right with it. Dependency is me giving you that. I'm choppy, guys. You good? Dependency is when you tell me that you have a problem and I give you a solution. However, you don't want to follow the solution, but you want me to solve the problem for you. I am like the solution to everything that you have going on. That's the problem. So always be motivating and inspiring, because motivating and inspiring equals support. Savior equals dependency. That's all I got for that. Number 6. I need my sound effects, Mason. You got like one job right now. My sound effects are really important to me. No, I'm lying. You got more than one job. I lied. I'm sorry. I have one job to sit here and facilitate. I didn't get my gunshot. Let me put this down. Cooperative or control. Do you feel dismissed when people do I feel y'all can hear me or y'all can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. It's your Wi-Fi, Mason. You heard that? Oh yeah, okay. So cooperative or control. Do I feel dismissed when people I help don't follow my advice? I just kind of answered that, but I'm gonna just kind of reiterate and then we'll go through you guys. But I do feel kind of like dismissed and disappointed. Like, what the fuck did you come here for if you don't want my advice? Like, because you wanted me to help you in a different way. You didn't want to take my road, right? You didn't want to take my way. But sometimes people just need you to listen. And you got to know the difference between those people. Like the people who, as everybody has mentioned before earlier, who don't be like Mello, you said like lazy. They just want you to listen to their problems, and you don't even need to be available to listen to some shit that they ain't gonna try to fix. Because what you listening to, you got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. So I do feel dismissed, but now I'm learning to be better and just know to separate, differentiate between these type of people. Go ahead now.
Well, cooperative or control. I feel like, when a person dismiss advice that you're giving to them, then, I feel like I feel used, I feel disregarded, unappreciated. So because they give you all those feelings, those things, so it may make a person feel like you want to take control of them, because sometimes it upsets us and it makes them feel like you're trying to take control of them. But really, we're trying to take control of ourselves, because we allowed ourselves, once again, to get in a position where this person is hurting our feelings, making us feel unappreciated, making us feel some type of way. You understand? But it's our fault that we allowed them to get us to that point. We really, this whole thing, you got to stay in your boundaries. When you step out of your boundaries, you cause yourself the pain. For real. Don't go out of your rim. If you feel like you don't want to do it, don't do it. I don't care what it is.
Right.
That's the problem. You know, most relationships have the problems because of that. We stepped out of our boundaries. We allowed us to go try to be cooperative to the person and trying to make them feel good. But in the process, you made yourself feel real fucked up.
Yeah.
And people try to say like I'm controlling, like I be trying to run their life and shit. When I be trying to tell them like, oh, I see that you're doing this, and I think you should do that or whatever. But they be thinking like, oh, you're trying to control my life. I'm a Adele, blah blah blah. And I'm like, but you need to know this. Like you're not living like you understand this or you know this. So this is why I'm saying this to you. I'm not trying to control your life, but I see that you're doing some crazy fucked up shit, and I'm trying to help your ass, but you don't want the help. But then I'll be like mad and going back and forth with myself, and I feel dismissed. Like, yo, I'm giving you the motherfucking blueprint. My shit's authentic. Trust me. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where we really going with this? Like, what's your plan? What's your game plan? I'm gonna throw you in the game, coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And let me start making my sports references. But go ahead, Mello.
I definitely can say I do feel this way. When people don't follow my advice, especially when they came to me not once, not twice, not 3 times, but multiple times about the same issues. At that point, it goes back to me saying that you're just enjoying yourself being miserable, or you're comfortable in that situation, or you're comfortable enough to complain because it's something that's easy to do rather than listen, apply it, and then, make whatever changes you got to make. And I just feel like I got to take my own advice sometimes when I give people advice. And I'm like, you know what? I should take my own advice because I shouldn't even be listening to you at this point because we've been here way too many times. You're not listening. And like you said, my blueprint is real because I empathize with you. I've been there. So you can't say that I can't speak to your situation or I don't understand your situation. At this point, I think it's like, people just feel way too comfortable. And when I come to that realization, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not giving you any more advice. At this point, you can talk as long as you want to, but you're going to be talking to yourself because I'm not hearing it no more. So, yeah, just let it be. Just let it be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I could say I feel dismissed because it's like sometimes it's a slap in the face. You know what I mean? When you with certain situations like relationships or like advice with life, it's like some things is just too obvious, you know what I mean? And when they don't follow it, like, I mean, the way I go about it, I feel dismissed, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, you know what? That's what they want to do. Go ahead. Because I mean, with that, yeah, I'm trying to give them help, but it's not going to affect me. You know what I mean? Like, if they face the consequences of whatever they're doing, that's on them. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? I mean, it might be hard to see them go through that, but hey,
I'm learn.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at it as like controlling them. Like I said, some things are just too obvious. It's just too, it's black and white, and some people don't.
Common sense ain't no comment. Like, it's not that common. Like, that's expensive.
Sometimes you think like I feel like people like that, they want attention. Like,
no, that's what
I really do feel like that. I agree. They just want to get that attention from people.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. No. Yeah, Mason.
You can't hear us?
Keep going.
No,
it's choppy on my end, so you guys can keep going as I try to fix it.
Oh, but you're not choppy on our end, though.
I know, but I'm sitting here and I can hear you guys going in and out, so I just.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, let's just jump into the comments real quick. We had one comment come up just now. I feel dismissed. Like, why the hell would you waste my time to hear you out just to go turn around and get yourself into a deeper situation? And that's where I be coming from. I be like, yo, I could have took this time, this energy, and put it into my podcast. I could hush your mouth Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, good, do that, Mason. But I be feeling like that though. Like I just don't. Well, I could have took that energy and did something else with it. I could have put it into like these things, all of these great ideas I have, or just into myself and spending time with my family. Like I didn't have to be sitting on this phone because I'm the person, like I said earlier, is consumed by the thoughts even after we hang up the phone. So people think that most of the time that their conversations end when they've hung up the phone. It's over for the person, and now they're on to the next person, and they're calling the next person. However, for the empath and the person that's helping them, or the person that couldn't help them in that moment, that really wanted to help them, for the person who's a natural, what was it? A nurture. What was it called? It's called who has the nurture gene. For those type of people, we're still thinking about it. After that, it's still on our mind. It's still on our conscience. We still wearing that weight, and we still got you. If we've had bags before and had baggage, you added to our baggage. Now we got extra bags to unpack in the future. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we don't like that. So we want y'all to stop doing that to us. We want y'all to stop being so needy. We want y'all to be able to utilize your own resources first before coming to utilize ours without taking advantage of us. We are no longer available to give you things that we don't have to give. What else you got to add to that? And we're not feeling guilty for saying no to you niggas. So now, guess what?
I said no.
Wait. What did I miss? No to you.
No. When ain't no yeah coming. So
it's right there.
I missed something.
Anyway, that was all we had for y'all here on Hush Your Mouth today. I want to say that we did a great job today. We had I want to thank you guys for all coming in and joining on this panel. I want to thank my Hush Your Mouth family and the audience. I want you to share if you really enjoyed this episode, and even if you didn't, still share. If you do watch, you can comment by logging in to your YouTube. That's also how you subscribe. Don't forget to put your notification bells on. Y'all already know it's your girl, Corey Dees, aka Lemon Squeeze. On Instagram, and you can find Mel at
J Storms 1973 on Instagram.
Mello, can they find you or?
Yes, ma'am. At Ayo Mello, AYOMELLO.
Okay.
On Instagram.
At
Neef Isaac. Every all social media platforms, Neef Isaac.
And they also could come get some graphic designing done for you, right?
Graphics, shirts, whatever y'all need, I got you.
Okay. What else? I don't know what exactly goes into graphic design, and like do shit.
Flyers, cover art. I specialize in like party flyers and cover arts, logos. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's dope. So if you need a logo done, he said he got you. Listen, tell the people about the people.
Yes, sir. As always, you can find me YNVS_. It's Mason here every Tuesday and Thursday. We log on at 8. We go live at 8:15. Hush Your Mouth. Don't forget Team Mason TV on Facebook. Hush Your Mouth Entertainment on YouTube. Hush Your Mouth _ENT on IG. Follow us. Like, subscribe. Matter of fact, you can like this video right now. Subscribe, turn on your post notifications. We are here every single week. Yeah.
Y'all already know. Until next time, speak out. Or
speak out or keep it
hush your fucking mouth.
We out of here.